Hey yo, football fans, it's another great year. Fantasy football fiends, grab your beer. Giving you the best draft tips for all your picks. Starts and sits to the waiver wire fix. From my drafts galore to stats that's hardcore. Triple F does it all, have y'all screaming more. So sit back, relax, let the experts prevail. JT Magnum, Siggy Gunz never fail.
What's up, everybody? I'm JT Magnum, and welcome to Fantasy Football Fiends' first episode of our positional rankings. Now, this one's going to be about the quarterbacks. I'm going to do your top 25 Fantasy Football Fiends quarterback rankings, and hopefully these help you guys with your draft boards. Hopefully these help you guys in how you're picking in your draft strategies and everything. And of course, if you always need help, you can always hit the comment section below or hit us up on Twitter. Anyways, let's get into the draft rankings, and the first 5 quarterbacks are number 1, Peyton Manning, number 2, Aaron Rodgers, number 3, Drew Brees, number 4, Andrew Luck, and number 5, Matthew Stafford. Now I'm going to talk about Andrew Luck. Now this is a guy that's loaded with weapons. He has Trent Richardson coming back on the offensive side of the ball for running back. He's got a lot of receivers. He's got T.Y. Hilton. He's got Hakeem Nicks. He's got Reggie Wayne coming back off of injury. But Hakeem Nicks and T.Y. Hilton, along with, the other receivers, you got Dante Moncrief that they drafted. I mean, this is a team that's loaded at wide receiver now, and Andrew Luck looks poised to have a tremendous year. Not to mention that he's got Kobe Fleener at tight end. So I look for him to have a pretty solid season. I'm looking for him to have probably breakout year, actually, for him. Probably over 30 touchdowns. Probably his interceptions are going to go down a lot more. And I see him doing great things, maybe even 4,000 yards passing. So we'll see with him. We'll see with him and how he goes along the season. But rounding out the top 10, I have number 6, Nick Foles, number 7, Russell Wilson, number 8, Colin Kaepernick, number 9, Tom Brady, and number 10, Phillip Rivers. Now it seems a little weird having Tom Brady at number 9, but with Gronkowski coming back, he could skyrocket up there, of course. And he really doesn't have that many receivers, but he could skyrocket up with Gronkowski being back. But you never know with Gronkowski. He's always injured and things like that. So for now, Tom Brady's at number 9. But I'm going to talk a little bit about Russell Wilson. Now, Russell Wilson's been he's been improving every year. The first year, he threw for, I think it was like 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. The second year, he got even better. So the sky's the limit for Russell Wilson. He's got lots of speedy wide receivers. He's got great possession receivers in Baldwin, Jermaine Kearse. He's got Percy Harvin, the rookies Paul Richardson, and I was going to say Scott Norwood and Norwood from Alabama. He's got good tight ends. He's got, of course, Marshawn Lynch running the ball. He does a lot of bootlegs in the goal line area and things like that. So he's got a lot of potential to score a lot of touchdowns and throw a lot of touchdowns. And he always keeps his interceptions down. So his points are going to go up this year for fantasy football. So being a 49er fan, it pains me to say it, but Russell Wilson is just a really good quarterback. And he deserves, his piece for fantasy football rankings. Going to the top 15, number 11, Andy Dalton, number 12, Cam Newton, number 13, Tony Romo, number 14, Jay Cutler, and number 15, Matt Ryan. We'll talk a little bit about Andy Dalton. I expect a big career year for him. He's my sleeper pick of the year for quarterbacks. Fresh off a new contract, he's got A.J. Green. That's all I have to say right there. A.J. Green. The guy just gets open. The guy is phenomenal. And with Andy Dalton, he throws a nice deep ball. He throws a he's pretty accurate. And I expect him to get his interceptions down this year. And I expect for him to throw actually over 30 touchdowns this year. And we'll see what happens with him. But I'm really high on Andy Dalton this year. For rounding up the top 20 now, number 16, Ben Roethlisberger, number 17, Robert Griffin III, number 18, Joe Flacco, number 19, Eli Manning, and number 20, Carson Palmer. Eli Manning, hopefully, coming off that 27 interception year, hopefully, probably can't, do any worse than that. So I expect his game to elevate this year. But I'm going to talk a little bit about Robert Griffin III. Weapons. Can I just tell you, speed kills, and he's got Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon. So I don't know how teams are going to defend them. I don't know how teams are going to figure out how to, because, running that read option and running that the way they do, and the way the Redskins run the ball as it is with Alfred Morris, it's going to be tough to stop him because you don't know if they're going to run, you don't know how they're going to pass, and play action passes deep with those speedy wideouts and with the way Pierre Garçon, his strength and everything over the middle. I don't know how you're going to be able to defend it. And I think Robert Griffin's actually going to have a pretty solid year, kind of reminiscent of the first year he was in the league. Rounding out the top 25, we got 21 Alex Smith, my favorite player in the world. Just kidding. Number 22, Josh McCown. Number 23, E.J. Manuel. Number 24, Ryan Tannehill. And number 25, Sam Bradford. Now, these rankings can change, given from the preseason and everything and injuries and how teams start players and everything like that. That can all change. But I'm going to talk a little bit about E.J. Manuel from Buffalo. This is a guy that can rise up the charts. He had 11 touchdowns and 9 interceptions his rookie campaign, and that was not even playing that many games. He was injured for the whole year after, I think he played, 6 or 7 games, or maybe a little bit more. But he got injured. He was out, and he's back fresh, back healthy. He's got Sammy Watkins. He got really fast wide receiver in Marquise Goodwin. He's got a good tight end, solid tight end, Scott Chandler, a stable of running backs, Bryce Brown, C.J. Spiller, and Fred Jackson, of course. The oldest running back, I believe, in the NFL is Fred Jackson, and they just signed him back. And I just, with that play action, with that offensive line, Bill's offensive line is very, very good. And if they can protect him, I mean, he can get the ball to Sammy Watkins and some of these receivers, and he can have pretty much a really solid year for them. So he's a pretty good sleeper pick, and I know he's at 23, but he's one of those quarterbacks that could probably rise up a little bit and go up the rankings. But that's it for the show, guys. That's our top 25 quarterbacks. Stay tuned for our top 25 running backs and wide receivers, and then top 20 tight ends and top 20 defenses. So leave a comment in the comment section if you want to comment on the video, want to leave any feedback or anything like that, or any questions that you may have about fantasy football or any questions about anything else. Feel free to leave the comments. Don't forget to tweet us on Twitter. At Optimus Magnum and at Siggy V for Siggy. And as for JT Magnum and Fantasy Football Fiends, we out. Peace.